Hola, mi nombre es Daniela Cepeda Martínez de Promoción de Paz, su maestra de inglés, y el día de hoy vamos a ver nuestra clase número 3. Comencemos. Our learning topics for today's class include second conditional and even if and unless with second conditional. What is second conditional? Well, second conditional talks about conditions and their result. Here we have a very simple chart that would help us understand the second conditional. As I mentioned before, we have a condition, which is the if clauses, and we have results, the results clauses. For example, if I had a calculator, I would do this math homework. If I worked less, I would have more free time. If I had some money, I would buy a laptop. As you can see, in the conditions we have the word if, and in the results we have the word would. And here we have a more detailed chart that explains the affirmative, negative, and interrogative form of the second conditional. If I had a calculator, I would do this math homework. If I had a calculator, I wouldn't, this is the negative form, have problems doing this math homework. Si tuviera una calculadora, haría mi tarea de matemáticas. Si tuviera una calculadora, yo no tendría problemas haciendo mi tarea de matemáticas. And what about the interrogative form? Well, we have what would you do if you had a calculator? We have the question word, which is what. We have would, which is part of the result clauses. And then we have if, the if clauses. Also, it is important for you to learn that would can have a contracted form. For example, I and would be I'd work hard. You and would, you'd. As you can see, we have an apostrophe and a D. He'd like to be a musician. She'd tell the truth. It wouldn't be a funny day. And so on. As you can see, when you want to contract would with the pronoun, the only thing you have to do is add an apostrophe and a D. And if you would like to make the contracted negative form of would not, you only have to use the word would, then an N, apostrophe and T. Now we're going to match the sentences. For example, if I wake up early, I would have time to exercise. If I hadn't studied, I wouldn't pass the test. Wouldn't, the contracted negative form of would not. If I realized you were watching a movie, I might have joined you. Notice here that I have changed the word would for might. As I mentioned before, instead of using the word would, you can use could or might to express possibility. For example, if all of you came to the party, we would have a good time. This could be changed to, if all of you come to the party, we could have a good time. Si todos vinieran a la fiesta, podríamos tener un buen momento. Podríamos expresa posibilidad. If it is a cloudy day, it would be raining on the afternoon. If it is a cloudy day, it might be raining on the afternoon. Might expresses possibility. Si es un día nublado, podría estar lloviendo en la tarde. Might and could in Spanish would be translated to podría, so podría, because It expresses possibility. We have finished our first topic, and now we're going to see how even if and unless are used in second conditionals. Even if is used when something would happen no matter the if clause, and unless states a condition that it is an exception. For example, even if he finished reading his book, he couldn't go to the park. Notice here that the even if clause will happen no matter what the result clause would be. Aunque él terminara de leer su libro, él no podrá ir al parque. Now let's go with unless. Unless she hurries, she might not be on time for her class. Si no se apresura, ella podría no llegar a tiempo a su clase. And finally, even if she wakes up very early, she wouldn't make it on time to go to the gym. Aunque se levante muy temprano, ella no podrá tener tiempo para ir al gimnasio. We're finished with today's topics, and I want to make a short review. Remember that the second conditional includes two clauses, the if clause and the would, could, or might clause. And the result clause could be either in a negative form, affirmative form, or interrogative form. I would suggest that you study the charts that I have placed in the description of the second conditional. And also remember that we can use even if and unless to express a different type of second conditional. Even if is used when we have a situation that will happen no matter what the result clause is. And also, unless is used to express an exception. Entonces recuerden que el segundo condicional tiene dos partes, que la primera clase es como como una posibilidad y la segunda es como un resultado, o sea, una condición, la primera más bien. Entonces, por ejemplo, la condición de una oración podría ser: si termino temprano mis pendientes, yo tendré tiempo de ir al cine. Ahí se ven la parte condicional y la parte de resultado. Entonces, recuerden que esto se puede ver como una forma negativa, afirmativa o incluso interrogativa, ya dependiendo del contexto. E igualmente podemos usar otro tipo de segundo condicional como el even if y unless. Entonces, hemos terminado el día de hoy con nuestra clase. Les doy las gracias por su atención y si tienen alguna duda o cualquier comentario, yo estaré al pendiente para poder resolver estas cuestiones y tratar de hacer mejores videos. Muchas gracias por su atención y nos vemos pronto.